Hello beautiful people, LosingDrea here, and I just wanted to do a quick video for you all in regards to smoking and what I did to quit smoking. Now, I don't have the exact quit date. I can tell you that it's probably about 14 years or more now. My husband knows better than I did when exactly it was I actually quit smoking. But what I can tell you is that for me, I did it cold turkey. And it happened when I got really, really sick and I had something going on with my throat. And I was just unable to swallow or smoke because it just made me choke more. So what I did was I basically kept telling myself that if I picked up a cigarette and I attempted to smoke it, I was going to get just as sick, nauseated, coughing, choking, whatever, as it had caused me to do when I tried to smoke while I was actually sick. And in doing this, it was a little hard at first, but I gradually was able to get over it. And after about the first couple of days, it got easier. And then about after the first week and a half, 2 weeks, it was even that much more easier for me to stay away from it. And I can tell you that about after the first 30 days, I really didn't desire to smoke anymore. And now 14 years later, I can tell you my mother smokes, locked in her room, but I can smell it through the AC vents. I can smell it when other people smoke. Nowadays here in Miami, Florida, you're not allowed to smoke in restaurants or anywhere where they serve more than 10% food compared to liquor, like as a bar or something. And basically people will stand outside the door where you have to walk in or out, and they'll blow it in your face as a way to say, well, I can't smoke inside, so it's your fault. Thank you very much. So anyways, so yeah, I was able to curb the smoking and eventually just quit. Like I said, cold turkey. It didn't matter if I had a couple of cigarettes left in my pack. I couldn't tell you today, you know, reminiscing back to when I did quit, what day it was there a Monday or a Sunday? I do know that I did not count or keep track of my actual quit date, because for me, I knew that I wasn't going to go back. This was actually my second time around that I had quit smoking, and I didn't want to have a day to remember when I quit, so I didn't have like, oh, okay, 455 days I quit, but then I went back and I started smoking again on the 456. For me, and you know, I do have somebody, or I did have somebody who was a friend from school who on Facebook was every day posting, oh, 300,000 whatever days and 1,600 days, 1,601 days, and the next day was 1,602 days. And I was proud of him, but it got to be a little bit monotonous, and I saw how other people who were probably hating on him because they couldn't quit and maybe wanted to, looked at it and said, okay, geez, that's enough, you know, how many more times are you going to do this? And I think I might have even made some sort of a snide remark that I probably should have kept my mouth shut or my fingers to myself and not said, but it did. It got a little much, and I kind of let him know. I was like, why have you know, why keep account of the days that you quit smoking as if you're going to say, okay, well, I actually had 2,758 days of not smoking, and then I screwed up and I started smoking again. It just didn't make sense. So anyways, I quit. I'm happy that I quit. I feel better. Yes, food did start to taste better at that point, and I will probably blame a large majority of my weight gain on the fact that I had stopped smoking and I was no longer keeping myself occupied with those occasional smokes that I was smoking. And I probably was smoking about 1.5, maybe 2 packs daily or every other day. I really don't even recall. I try not to think about where I came from. I try only to focus on where I'm at. And I have to say that with this weight loss journey, one of the things I used to think about was that, okay, I'm not smoking, and maybe if I started again, I'd have a better time of losing weight. And I'm so glad that I did not give in to that thought. I did not amuse or entertain that thought any much more than I had thought of it, because it was like, you know, if I would have started smoking again, God knows where I would be. And I already have a problem with the fact that my mom smokes, and the money that's spent on cigarettes for her. My husband smokes, and it's not good for his health because he has hypertension, which is high blood pressure. And that, in addition to alcohol and salt, is a bad concoction for even higher blood pressure. So I wish he would stop smoking, and I'm hoping one day he will. And he's currently not doing well right now either, but he's still trying to smoke, and that just saddens me, because I'm like, if you're sick, why do you want to do that to yourself? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But then, you know, when I try to think back to where I came from, twice I have quit, the second time around being the longest, and of course I've now been more years not smoking than I was smoking, and that to me is a really big accomplishment. So if you have a smoking problem, maybe you don't think it's a problem, but you do smoke and you'd like to quit, there are several ways out on the market now that I have heard that works. The Nicorette gum, the Nicorette patch, Nicoderm CQ. There are some stuff out there that I've heard help people quit smoking, and probably in your area, your local hospital, county hospital, and maybe just the county programs for your state probably have programs that might even be free to you to help you quit smoking, because they want a healthier you. The healthier you are, the less expensive you become to the state if you're on welfare or some of those programs. And I'm not on some of those programs, but I was recently with my husband at the hospital, and I noticed they had this really big sign outside of either a conference room or a cafeteria. I don't know, I didn't go to the cafeteria, but it said, you know, something about like a seminar or something to try to help you to quit smoking. And I don't think it cost anything to join in on the seminar. I didn't look into it because I didn't think of it at the time, but I know that stuff like that now exists. So you might want to check into that if you're really serious about putting down the pack, because every cigarette that you smoke is one more nail in your coffin. And don't try to be a smart ass and tell me, oh, I'm not going to get buried, I'm going to be cremated, or any of that kind of stuff that my husband would probably tell me. Because, you know what? The only people that are winning is the tobacco companies. And they don't care, because if you don't smoke, they can't get rich. If everybody was to put down and not smoke at least one cigarette a day, you know how many cigarettes a day in the world, how many packs a day that would be, how much money that these people would lose on a daily basis if just even one smoker, just one of you guys, from, let's say, one from every of the 52 states we have, decided not to smoke one cigarette a day from their normal, what they smoke. I mean, just think about the impact in the numbers of something like that. And if every smoker decided to just cut back one cigarette a day, they would lose money. So I never thought of it that way. I'm thinking about that now as I'm doing this video. I don't want to keep rambling on. I did, for whatever reason, decide I wanted to do this video. My angry birds are in the background telling me it's time to go. So be happy, be healthy, be beautiful, but just be you, be the boss of your loss, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.